So x is equal to 12. Okay? All right, but moving on from this because we're going to get deeper in that tomorrow. I just want you to see what a proportion is. All right. Going back to ratios. You remember at the beginning we said we have 3 angle measures in this ratio. Find out how big each one is. You remember that? And so we added them up, set them equal to 180, and figured out what x was, and then basically multiplied them all by that number. If I tell you that there are supplementary angles, how many angles are there if they're supplements? 2. That's the definition. It's 2 angles. What do supplementaries add up to?
180.
They add up to 180. Now, the 2 angles are in a ratio of 11 to 4. Now, obviously, it's not 11 degrees and 4 degrees because that just adds up to 15 degrees. So we need to figure out what is that factor that they're going to be multiplied by. So 15x is equal to 180. What do I multiply times 15 to get 180? I'll help you out there.
Miss Allen, you know what you could do? When you have complementary and supplementary angles and even triangles, if you see, because like 11 and 4 are the, which were like the, what's the word that, what's it called? The thing that's with the variable?
Coefficient.
Okay, those numbers are the coefficients. So but you don't even have to set it up, you just know that you divide 180 by 15 because that's what the coefficients would have been.
Right.
It's simple.
Okay.
Just add those 2 together and divide by 100.
Yeah.
And divide 180 by this, and then you have it. You don't have to set up anything.
Yes, Nick.
I'm a little confused. How do we know when to solve that?
Because the question is, you have supplementary angles in a ratio of 11 to 4. Find the measure of those 2 angles. Okay? So, we had 2 angles written side by side and we reduced them by some number to get this 11 to 4. So, we need to figure out what was that number we reduced them by, because let's make them big again. All right? Well, the number we reduced each one of them by was 16. So, I multiply both of them by 16, and that gives me their measure. Is it 16? No, it's 12. Glad I helped you out there.
Sure.
15 times 12 is 180. Which means that our first angle has a measure of 11 times 12. Which is 132 degrees.
Are they going to tell you that they're supplementary?
Yes, they will have to tell you that. Our second angle has a measure of 4 times 12. How can we check to make sure those are actually supplementary angles? If they're supplementary. Do they add up to 180? Yes, they do. So we found our 2 angle measures.
That's cool. This is good.
Okay, now this one's fun.
Oh,
Go back.
Yeah.
Lord.
You just multiplied 12 by 11 and 12 by 4.
Okay. Suppose I said the angles of a hexagon are in the ratio of 4 to 5 to 5 to 8 to 9 to 9. Find out all 6 angle measures.
Oh, no.
All right, well, here we said we had 2 angles adding up to 180, right?
Oh,
Well, now we have 6 angles adding up to the interior angle measure of a hectagon. How do you find the interior measure of a hectagon?
You subtract
N minus 2
times 180.
times 180. 360 is the exterior measure. All right, well, how many sides are in a hexagon? 6. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So all of my angles have to add up to 720 degrees. So basically, I can add all these numbers up and find out what factor of x needs to be to get it to 720. So 4 plus 5 is 9.
It's 40.
It's 40. Thank you.
So you add all those together.
Okay, gotcha.
This is easy.
I'm getting it out.
No, 13.
18.
18?
720 divided by 40 is 18.
32. Yeah, I was thinking 12.
Then we go.
Okay,
Bring the 18 and multiply each one.
now you multiply all those numbers by 18.
Okay.
And that gives you your 6 angle measures. All right?
18 plus 4 is 72. What's 18 times 5?
90.
8 times
90. What's 18 times 8?
144. 144.
Oh,
And 162. 162.
So, according to what I just figured out, these should be my 6 angle measures. How can I test it real quick?
Add them up to 720.
Make sure they add up to 720.
This is fun.
Make sure they add up to 720.
Yes, I do. You're smart.
Okay? All right, for homework, I want you doing numbers 3 through 36. Start with number 3 and work multiples of 3.
So,
3,
6,
9.
9, 12.
we're a smart one. We're smart.
Y'all are so smart.
Wait,
what was the just amazing.
I have a question. Are you videoing this?
What?
Are you videoing this?
No. Oh.
But how? Where's the
Oh, you missed Friday. Whenever we did the lesson, we watched it because she wasn't feeling well, so we just watched it on the thing. And so it just appears in the report.
How's it?